All right, it's our favorite time. We're back for another less Kevin, more tech from UTECIT.com, huh?
That's it.
Yeah.
Big guest today.
Big guest, yeah. I tell you, when I was looking at their sheet and I saw what our booking agency, the guests they lined up, I got really excited because going back to our Red Wing history, it sounded like we had a NHL star in here.
Federhofer, right?
Yeah, it's Nick Federhofer.
Yeah,
and I got excited and come to find out he's not a hockey player.
It's funny you say that. I used to use that as a line in college. I'm related to Fedorov. You know, a lot of the hockey people just get a kick out of that. Really? You know?
Yeah, I think we got a lineman from the Lions here.
Yep. Definitely.
Give us a little introduction.
Hi. I'm Nick Federhofer. I work with
Federhofer.
Federhofer, yep. Not Fedorov, but Federhofer.
Got it.
I've been working for Dynabook, formerly Toshiba, for the last 14 years. Started out in the channel, working for CDW, and then working in distribution from there. And then so over 24 years of experience in the technology side of it on the sales, and now I'm the senior field rep for Dynabook for the Midwest. So I support UTEC. Support you and with your customers. So I'm excited about the partnership that we have with you.
Good.
Tell our audience, what is a Dynabook?
So Dynabook is
since that's your main, you support us with our Dynabook efforts.
Yes, Dynabook. Sharp bought our PC division to Toshiba back in 2018. Officially merged in 2019. And we chose to rebrand it to Dynabook because in the States here in the U.S., a lot of people are familiar with Toshiba, Tecra, and Protege models, right? So we still have the Protege and Tecra models. And over in Japan and over in the Europe area, Dynabook was the main model for Toshiba. So Sharp made the decision to rebrand it and for Dynabook because that was a popular side on the Japanese side, where Sharp is a Japanese company as well. So they decided to put Dynabook. So just telling the story and getting people understanding, it's still the great product that you expect. Nothing's changed in terms of manufacturing. We're still the original manufacturer. We don't outsource any of our manufacturing, so the lead times are really quick, even regardless of quantity. We can do 7 to 10 business days. So Dynabook is just getting people to understand nothing's changed. It's still a quality product, the lowest failure rates in the market still. A lot of competitive advantages that we still have. It's just kind of telling that story what Dynabook is, right?
So then they went ahead and fired that marketing person instead of Anheuser-Busch?
Right. No, we haven't not fired any marketing people.
See, I would, we've talked about this. We wouldn't use Dynabook. We use something like Badass, you know what I mean? Badass computers or something, because that's what they are. But
they are, right?
Dynabook, I mean, what the heck?
Yeah. It's just it's just telling the story, right? Making sure people understand what the rebranding is. But it's really taking off and starting to grab some legs there. So once you kind of tell that to your customers and show the quality of the product and get some demos in hands, it's really resonates with our customers.
We're talking mostly our listeners are our clients. So with the Dynabook, right? Mm-hmm. So at the very high level, what is Sharp's strategy? Because I say one thing. I go into a Best Buy, I don't see a home office version or any of that stuff. What's the overriding strategy for Sharp?
It's a good question. So basically, nothing's changed as mentioned. We got out of the retail business a while back. We were the number one retail laptop for a long time. But the retail just wasn't a good fit or market anymore for us previously. So we really specialize in large higher education, K-12 markets. We have very large partners. One of our largest K-12 partners, it was the largest displacement of Chrome. It was the Orange County Unified School District.
Right.
And we actually deployed during the COVID and after COVID over 29,000 devices right now with that school district. So we have a very strong hold on the K-12 market, higher education, and as well as large enterprise. Some of our largest customers are some of the largest tech companies, as well as some of the largest railways and largest cell companies that are some of our largest customers. So we really have a wide scope, and our main focus is enterprise and education. Yeah. So really, we're really known as the enterprise box. We're known for our durability. A lot of things that we put into the laptops, our customers really like. Once we deploy laptops, get some new customers in hand, they're customers for life because of the back-end support we have and the partnerships we have with people like UTEC.
Now, let's stay on that K through 12 and the success you've had there. I mean, that's a great story to go in and put almost 30,000 laptops in a school district. A lot of times we hear that schools want to stick with Google, but it may be easy to manage on the front end, but they're doing a disservice, aren't they?
They really are. The trend, a lot of the K-12 partners that we're working with currently right now, they see they're doing an injustice to a lot of their students because, especially in the high school level, the trend is now that they're kind of going away from Chrome and they're going to Windows OS devices and looking for that competitive price point, still similar to Chrome, but they want a Windows-based device for their high school students because when they go to the higher education, when they get out to the business world, or any kind of trade that they're looking to do, they're not using that Chrome OS. They're not versed in the PowerPoint or versed in the Office suites, and they kind of at a disadvantage and kind of start from scratch again in that higher education side, on the university side. So a lot of the K-12 partners that we have are starting to make that move and to Windows OS, and we have a lot of exciting things that I can't necessarily announce now, but we're pretty excited about some of the new devices that we'll be having out that will be equivalent to that Chrome convertibles, you name it, that we can hopefully we'll be launching here soon. There's talk of. So
what they can do though is they can call us right after this podcast, and we'll tell them all the exciting stuff on
exactly.
one off, right?
Right, exactly.
So that's the E series that you're referring
yes,
to.
Yes, our
right?
E10 is equivalent currently now in that market. That's been very successful for a lot of those districts that are starting to displace Chrome in that high school area.
Yeah.
And there's also I've been seeing more on the junior high level too. So 6 through 12, basically, we're seeing more of a trend. A lot of the schools are, and the K through 5 are still kind of sticking to maybe that Chrome side. But keep in mind, Chrome also charges a licensing fee for all their devices. So a lot of times when that license expires, that device is no longer be able to use. So a lot of different things out there that there is advantages and disadvantages for those school districts. But mainly the students, they want to prepare them for the higher education.
I got the piece about you're preparing the students for success, and in the business world, it's primarily Microsoft products.
Correct.
But in addition to that, are there any other reasons, security?
Yeah, there's different areas on that side of it that I kind of lean a lot on my Microsoft partnership and a lot of the reps on that side that can really discuss that. I'm happy to engage them with any UTEC customer, any of your reps as well. They can speak a little bit more clearly on the security side, but there's definitely a security advantage. It's a more secure platform. There's less manipulating. A lot of people's perceptions is, hey, it's change, right? A lot of people don't like change. That's a big thing. I think for anyone even doing any type of technology, a lot of customers think change is a lot of work in the back end, but the reality is there's not much work in the back end when you go from Chrome to Windows, or vice versa. Yeah. But so I think that educating them and getting them engaged with a lot of the Microsoft partnerships that we have is something that's valuable for your UTEC customers and our partnership.
Cool.
Well, I know I laugh all the time. I think they're great to use. We use them in the office here all the time, and I know our reps love them. They're so light. And
easy.
I think the biggest complaint sometimes is that they're so light. People think that they're chintzy, and actually it's hilarious because they're one of the most durable laptops out there. And if you're carrying these things around, it's very important.
Yeah, that's a good point, Kevin. We are known for durability. The perception is we're getting thinner and lighter on the laptops, and just like a skyscraper effect, we want to have that give into that laptop. So it's in all our X series, the light laptops you're speaking of, I think. Are magnesium chassis, so they're metal alloy. They're lighter than aluminum, and they're also more durable and more susceptible to bend. And you want to have that kind of impact. If you drop it, you want to kind of have like that skyscraper effect. If it's an earthquake, you want to kind of have a little bit of give and not be too rigid. So we take a lot of that stuff into our HALT testing, which is we call highly accelerated life testing, where we simulate 3 to 4 years of usage in all our laptops. So we go back to the drawing board. If the drop test and the hinges are being sacrificed, high humidity, high temperatures, low temperatures.
I've seen the video. That's where they go in that big box, right? And then they use the crud out of it.
We call it the Whopper machine. Yeah. We really abuse it. Put sand. We do mil specking as well.
What's that?
So it's a mil spec. It's kind of like your tough books or your ruggedized laptops, right? They certified it in mil spec. We don't certify mil spec, but we do all the testing to the mil spec standard. Right now, I think it's 810G. So it's a standard that a lot of people want, like in industrialized environments, like railway is some of our railway logistics are some of our largest customers, and they left a lot of that ruggedized laptops. We believe our laptops obviously are ruggedized from the inside out because a lot of the testing we do, and they've saw their failure rates drop and saved a lot of money instead of going to that tough book or that ruggedized type of laptop. So
now, do you make those public?
What's that public?
The testing?
Yeah, we have some pamphlets we have of that, and it can show, and and we're working on some different literature on the failure rates that we can share eventually as well too. But we definitely know for that durability. But like I said, the perception is we're getting thinner lighter, but year over year we've dropped our failure rates, which is exciting. Less than desktop failure rates is where we're at now.
So coming back to that K-12 that Kevin mentioned, the so we're in a lot of schools, and so we usually, when you're walking past and the IT directors, there's usually a stack of Chromebooks, and they're physically repairing them.
Correct. Well,
I mean, you see a lot of it.
Yes. And in K-12 environment, the students are going to be more, you're going to get more failures in that environment a lot of times because students, as you know, they have backpacks, they come in from home, they just throw their backpack down, they do different things. And a lot of times, based on the price point of that, you can expect a little bit higher failure rates for Chrome and just a lot of the schools just know it's kind of one and done and then refresh. It just depends on the school district. But, like I said, students are a little bit harder on it. Chrome for a lot of them are kind of stacking up, and like I said, once that license expires for Chrome, you can't be using them anymore.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now you got a program for K-12.
Oh yes, Dynabook University, correct?
Yeah. So why don't you talk about it? Because I think that is highly innovative.
Yeah, that's a great program for us.
And what it reminded me, before you get into it, it reminded me of like when I was in high school, you had to know how to do brakes, or you had to know how to, tune an engine so you can go get a job, right?
That's because they had you on a special track.
Yeah, auto shop and shop and
wood shop,
shop and wood shop. That was the track.
Yep.
But so this reminded me of that.
Okay.
So share that, because it's cool.
Yeah, it's a very exciting program we've had for many years, and it actually, we call it Dynabook University, and it allows, obviously an IT director to enable the students to actually empower them, enable them to do the repairs in the laptop. So they're basically looked at as almost like authorized service provider, and they allow the students to do the repairs, so they can order the parts. Once they get the parts, they do the repair themselves, and they're getting school credits for these type of repairs. And it's just a nice university that our engineers go out and train, do a one-day training, get them started, show them how to order the parts, show them some easy repair kind of features, and work with the IT director to get that up and started. And it's been very successful for us. And like I said, empowering those students, kind of giving them another trade, as you mentioned, to add to what they want to do maybe.
Sure, yeah. So somebody has an interest in a career in IT, they can come out of high school with fundamental certifications that make them employable.
Exactly.
Right out of the right out of the chute.
Yeah, and a lot of colleges are using that as for credits too for them once they get out of it. So it's it's a really neat program. And it's one of a kind, and we include that for free for our K-12 partners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's good.
It's phenomenal.
Cool. Yeah, it is. It's a game. It's definitely unique.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know of any other manufacturer of laptops. Lenovo's not doing that.
I haven't heard.
Dell's not doing that.
Definitely would have helped you and I, because we'd have been employable right out of high school.
Right, because we're still struggling.
Yeah, right. we all struggle in some ways, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, we had to become podcasters. All right. So go ahead.
And I think we're struggling with that.
What's my first podcast?
I may go back to Dynabook University.
So that's kind of cool. I mean, so I read the case study with the Orange County school system, and it's an incredible joint effort.
It really is.
Between Dynabook, Sharp, and the school district.
Yep, Sharp, and then Microsoft too. The partnership
Microsoft,
that we have,
right?
And, like I said, that just telling that story and seeing that's available, you can share with your customers, and that was just exciting. And my colleague out on the West Coast that's been with the company for over 26 years really has a strong foothold in a lot of our K-12 and higher education. Does a great job with that, and really, as it took off, it really went quick. A lot of the process that we did there as well was Intune and Autopilot for them. So that's something that it was ready out of the box.
Yeah. Share us a little. You know a little bit about Intune.
A little bit, yeah. Make myself dangerous. I like to lean on a lot of my
get
engineers
dangerous.
too.
Get dangerous with us, because I think Intune could be a in that whole K through 12 environment.
For sure.
I think that can be a direction that people are going to go and move to, and that'll be a driving piece behind it. But share a little bit.
Definitely, yeah. So when Intune first came out, Autopilot, Microsoft, it was an easier way to image, right? So it kind of goes off the tenant, and it wasn't as popular into enterprise when it first started, But K-12 really gravitated to it because, once again, they get into the students. You deploy large volumes a lot of times when you refresh for students. You got to get it deployed and ready to go before the school year starts. So that's kind of something that the trend and is really uptick overall in all industries, but it really popular, especially for Orange County. They use that, and we were able to do that out of the factory for them, so it's out of the box. So we do the imaging. We get authorization to use their tenant and set up a CTO SKU for that, and we do a lot of that out of the factory, and then when it's delivered to the school district, it's ready to go out of the box. And we can do that even without Intune. We can do a customized image for your customers if they don't want to do Intune, but they have their image through SCCM. We're a CCM factory, so we're ready to go.
Throwing you're throwing,
Yeah, you got to slow down
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Guys
well,
like Les and I
right.
listening to this. So take us to that. So what's exciting, I think, is that there's a lot of programs like that for K through 12. But if you take a look, Dynabook also has a lot of these same programs and a lot of neat features for an enterprise, for commercial business accounts. Talk about some of that.
Sure. So what we do, we're a full service factory. As mentioned earlier, we're the only manufacturer that still controls the manufacturing process from the ground up, right? And that allows us to do a lot of great things for our customers in terms of customization, in terms of services that we provide. One service we do that's really popular, especially in K-12, but also enterprise, as you mentioned, is boot logo, right? Instead of when you boot up the laptop, instead of saying Dynabook, when you boot it up, it's going to say that customer's logo or that school district's logo and name instead of saying Dynabook. So that's a nice feature that we can do for them. That's really been popular for a lot of industries that they just want that customization instead of saying
That's because you own the BIOS, right?
Yes, and we're the only ones that we still write our own BIOS and control that. We can do a lot of things down to the BIOS level. We can do customized BIOS settings for them, for security, for whatever they want to do. If they want to lock down, a lot of the school districts will lock down their BIOS for certain levels so the kids can't download any more applications. Once they get that laptop, they can't do any more loads or games on it and things like that. And then we do asset tagging as well for any industry they want. Asset tagging, customized imaging doesn't have to be Intune Autopilot. It can be, like I said, as I mentioned, if they have another image that they have on that side of it. A lot of different things with CompuTrace and that we can load out of the factory and activate, which is for the security, kind of find the laptop if it's lost and different features there. So full service warehouse, which is really nice. And because we do operate our own warehouse, we have a lot more transparency for our customers and for your customers at UTEC. We can obviously customize, do a lot of these things I mentioned, as well as regardless of volume, really push it out and build it, ship it, and deliver it in 7 to 10 business days from our factory. So, and that transparency I see, you can come to me and say, Nick, I got, one of our big customers that wants to do 100 laptops, but they need them in, 4 weeks. Can we do it? We can do that regardless of the spec. So it's exciting. That's something that a lot of our customers really like, knowing that they can count on us in short notice too.
And you call that, you use the acronym BTO, right?
BTO, yeah, build to order on that side of it, yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Let's go.
Ship us some.
Right.
So that is new. That is kind of a neat, to have the direct factory relationship.
Definitely.
And so back to your overriding marketing strategy, you're not looking to become the consumer household brand name.
We're not. No.
That's not it.
No. Our bread and butter has always been enterprise and quality products, obviously, as we mentioned, service in the back end. Besides obviously the great support they're going to get through UTEC, and that you can do the repairs and do as well here on our devices.
So we're authorized here. We're an
authorized service provider for Dynabook, which is great advantage for your customers, knowing that they can drop off a laptop, or you can also, if not a customer, you can service a community around here that has a Dynabook that could come in and you can do the repairs for them, which is great.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm trying to think where I was coming with this, but with the servicing side of it. It's just nice to know that on the back end, besides the support and partnership of your service department, every customer that we have also has a dedicated engineer that we provide, which would be, in my case, who supports my territory and supports your customers here, would be Coleman Stone, and he's been with the company for over 25 years. So great resource, knows his stuff, can really dive into a lot of things that the customers want to do or want to accomplish as well.
Love it, man.
Kev?
He said DBU, and I thought he was talking about Ohio State, but it's Dynabook University, man, all the way.
I know I'm in Michigan territory, but I do like Ohio State myself. My uncle used to be at Ohio State University as an anesthesiologist.
Okay.
He's sucking up to you right now.
Won't do
Maybe your
good.
customers may not like me if I say that, though. So I like Michigan's great, too.
Yes. Cover your bases.
Yep.
That's awesome. You got anything else you want to add in your Dynabook story?
I don't think so. I just really excited. We have a quality product.
Yep.
I think we're happy to depending on the opportunity to provide demos. Really dive into the customer. Go on site, Teams calls, whatever it takes to tell the story and kind of really educate more of your customers on the product. Once you see it, once you get a hold of it, and you see the form factors. One thing I will say, we are noted for the thinnest, lightest form factors in 13, 14. And 2-in-1, which is really great. So if someone's looking for something thin and light, all day power, battery life, computing, fully dockable on anything with USB-C docking or Thunderbolt docking. So full features, like I said, everything that they can expect maybe from their current standards. But we're going to have very, very aggressive price points too. That if there's a price point they're trying to hit, your customers, then let us know. We're definitely. Looking to earn their business, and we're happy and excited about the partnership with UTEC.
Well, I mean, I think any customer is shortchanging themselves if they don't at least take a look, right?
Exactly.
And because you've got all kinds of, built to order, that you've got a guy
Asset
will come out and sit with
tagging,
them. You got
right.
asset tagging, BIOS,
right?
And there's just a lot of stuff that they're not going to get from some of the other partners out there. So we're excited about it, and we're excited to have your skill set to go work with our customers if they want to and support us. So. Appreciate it.
Definitely. Looking forward to meeting a lot of your customers.
You got a question there, Ken? Final question?
I have a question. Well, we are getting thirsty, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. How's the way I'm getting shakes?
we digress. But, hey, we like to close out our show.
Okay.
We are fans of bourbon here and at the Les Kevin Mortec podcast, and we have a little sampler there for you.
Excellent.
But what's your favorite flavor? What's your go-to bourbon?
Yeah, I love bourbon. I'm pretty simple. Buffalo Trace is one that I really like quite a bit. Knob Creek, Templeton Rye. So those are kind of my go-tos. But I'm not picky.
Right.
I'll drink any bourbon really.
Well, that could be another marketing opportunity for that genius that came up with Dynabook. Anybody that gets one gets a free bottle of bourbon.
There you go. Fuse another good one in the Chicagoland area that I like quite a bit. That's kind of new.
Like a small batch, local. Nice.
Well, good. Welcome to the team, and thank you for your help.
Cheers.
got it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Look forward to it.